And then it made me verify, and then I could do it. So yeah, systematic. Because we said that in systematic, there has to be some kind of a system. It doesn't matter whether it's a good system or bad system, but they are using some kind of a system, right? Okay. Determine whether the given value is a statistic or a parameter. So what was the memory aid that I told you about statistic and parameter?
Wasn't it a statistic is a sample and a parameter is the population?
Right, the S goes with the S and the P goes with the P.
Right.
So what is this one then?
Um,
There's a key word here which tells us whether we are dealing with a sample or population.
wouldn't it be all
Yes. So,
keywords? So it'd be a population, so a parameter.
right. All the professors of the college, so that's a population parameter. In a certain city, the average 20 to 29-year-old man is this much tall and this much standard deviation, while the women is that. So, who is taller? Find the corresponding z-score. So, what's the formula for z-score?
The z-score. I need to memorize my formulas.
Now it is time to memorize, right? Because you won't be using the notes in the midterm.
Right. It is x minus mean divided by the standard deviation.
Right. X minus mean divided by standard deviation. So what will we have for the man?
See, for the man, it would be 75 minus 69.4
Right.
divided by 3.1.
Okay, so what do we get?
See, two decimal places. I got 1.81.
Okay, so let's put it here for a while. I mean, it may not be this choice, but let's put
Right.
it here. And the women?
It would be 70 minus the 64.3 divided by 3.9. And it's going to be 1.46.
1.46. So actually the man is taller than this one. 1.81 and 1.46. Okay. So this one you already have indicated that you know.
Yeah, a statistic is a numeric of sample, and then a parameter is the population.
Okay. So yeah, actually, it's nice to go through it because remember, I think, was this the time when I had already allowed StatCrunch or not? I had, right?
I think so, yes.
Okay. So how do we do it?
Um,
First copy.
yeah, we'll copy it in StatCrunch. It wouldn't let me pull it up on mine, so I'm just having a look at it on my phone.
Why?
It said that I may no longer work on that.
Why?
I'm not sure. I guess because I already did it.
No. Oh, well, it doesn't let you work. Okay, it only lets you look now.
Yeah, but I couldn't figure out how to let it. Because when I click on it, it doesn't do anything.
Oh, so you've just been looking at it instead of working anything? Yeah, I think so. Once it's past due, what's the rule? So did you already have 100% on this assignment?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe that's why it's not, but still it should let you work. So it's not letting you work anymore?
No, it won't let me pull it up to even look at it.
Let me try to do something on the setting. Let's finish it, finish this one, and then we'll go. So tell me the command after you copy.
It's wanting to know the mean. Okay.
So mean, median, mode.
So we'll go to stat and go to summary stats, columns, and then we'll select that column. And then we'll choose the mean.
Or sometimes they are selected by default, right?
Right.
The mean is 3670. 3670. Okay, median is 3830. 3830. And the mode, let's see mode by inspection. Do you see any mode here?
Let's see. It looks like the 4100.
Right, there are two of them. So okay, so now let me see if I can change the settings so that you can still work on it if you want.
Or at least just like be able to pull it up to go through it and look.
No, you can do that if you do in the review mode. So I think you can do it. No, that you could have done even now. So let me see. It's all the students who tell me how to get to that. I never.
Oh,
I
let's
think
see.
you have to go through some other mechanism onto that.
Yeah.
Uh, so if you do. Let's see. Main menu. Oh, what if you go to gradebook? What happens?
Well, that's what I'm in, and it doesn't have it in here anymore. Like, it just has chapters 4 and 5.
Oh, it doesn't have 1, 2, 3?
It's not showing them.
Let's see, gradebook. Oh, so are you on just this?
If I go to all,
Yeah, do all assignments.
well,
No?
it's
If I do all assignments, homework,
oh, okay. I think
got it?
here it is. I had to do past month, and then it finally pulled them up.
Oh, okay. But it should do it on all assignments also, right?
It wasn't for me. I don't know why.
But let me see.
Okay, but now I can look at it. Now it's let me look.
Course tools, assignment manager. So let me see. So that was the brief review. So what if I settings for class? Okay, late submissions allows students to work and change score after due date, require final submission. Why doesn't it have an option just to allow work and not change score? Require, apply, indicate. So now is it letting you work or just look?
Just look. But it said if I changed anything,
Uh-huh.
that it wouldn't change my score.
Yeah. So it means it would let you change,
Okay.
which means it should let you work, right?
Right.
Yeah, we can try that once we go along. So I'll go back. Assignment manager. 1, 2, 3, brief review. So which number do we have to go?
6.
Okay, GPA. So how did you used to do GPA? Did you do it on StatCrunch or did you do it by hand?
I'm pretty sure I did it by hand.
Okay, so do you remember how?
I know I wrote everything down, and then I'm pretty sure like I multiplied them. Let's see.
What's the rule by hand?
I'm not sure what the rule is.
So then how did you do it? You did.
Well, let's see.
That's like saying that you did it, but you don't know how to do it.
Right.
So if you do it by hand, the way you do it is you start with the letters that you have. So which grades does she have overall? She has a B, a D. So only 2 grades, a B and a D.
Yeah.
So B counts for how much?
3 points.
3 points. And how many hours of B does she have?
Looks like she has 3.
3 here, but isn't it 4 here as well?
Yeah.
So 7?
Yes.
So B counts for 3, and there are 7 hours of B. So you would do 3 times 7. So let's see. And then she had a D, and D counts for how much?
1 point.
1 point. And how many hours of D were there?
Let's see. Just 3.
3, 2 here and 1 here. So 3 hours of D. Okay. So 1 times 3. And then you divide this by what? Do you know?
Um, I'm not sure.
You divide it by the total hours.
Okay.
So what are the total hours? Hmm. I've written the hours in parentheses. So
Would it be 10?
7 plus 3. So 21 plus 3, 24, divided by 10, 2.4. So now, do you know the rule?
Yes. Let's see. I'm not sure if I did mine right.
Oh, you got it wrong? What did you have? What was your problem? Were you doing my numbers or were you doing your numbers?
I was trying to do mine.
What were they?
For D, the amount of hours is 6, and then she had 1 C, and it was just 3
Right.
hours.
So what did you do?
So I did 6 times 1, since D is just 1 point, plus 3 times 2, because C is 2 points.
Right, divided by?
Isn't it the amount of hours total?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. So, which would be 9. Okay, I divided it by the wrong number.
Okay.
Let me write that down. I got it.
Okay, so do you spot this sampling?
Okay, so it's random.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's not systematic or convenient.
Usually the first question you ask is it one level sampling or two level sampling?
Wouldn't it be one?
Why?
I just don't understand how it could be two.
It selects 40 flights. And so at first level, it has selected only 40 of its flights. And then
Oh,
at the
then
second,
it's all.
and then all passengers on those flights.
Okay, so it's two.
Mm-hmm. And now when it's two level, it's either cluster or systematic.
Okay. So it would be cluster.
Yeah, because at the first level, we selected just a few. And at the second level, we selected everything. So they're telling you use the empirical rule. I was about to ask you that, oh, so what do we do here? No, they are telling you it's empirical rule. Okay. So how do we do these?
It would be x minus the mean divided by standard deviation.
Okay. So X is what?
Um, I'm not sure what number you would put since
So
there's
you would do for both of them. So
you would.
first you would do for X equals 88, and then you would do for X equals 112. So what do you get when you do it for X equals 88? And actually, why are we doing it here? Yes, it's nice that you're doing it, but why? What are we trying to find by doing this X minus mean over standard deviation? Okay, first find it and then maybe you may remember why.
Oh, this is the one where, like, if it's 1 and 1, it's a certain percent, 2 and 2.
Right. Yeah, so that's why we're doing it, because once you do it, you will find whether it's 1, 2, or 3, right?
Right. Okay. Oh, this one's a -1.
Yeah.
So if we do the other number, it'll probably be +1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it is. Now you have to know what percent is supposed to go with 1. Which is 68%.
Mm-hmm. And these are also the 3 numbers that you have to remember. Are you good at remembering numbers?
I'll have to do some note cards up.
Like sometimes I tell students that, okay, one cheating way of doing it is that just before the exam, you have all those in front of you. And then as soon as you start the exam, immediately write it on your scratch paper.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. No one can object to that.
Right.
Mm.
Okay. And with the next one,
so the in between, you just do the straight whatever you're getting from the empirical rule. So like this was 1 standard deviation, you would get the 68.
right.
But if you are talking about greater than or less than, then what do you do?
Since 100's the main, how I do it was write 100 and then plus 12, plus 12, plus 12. And then you take the percents in between and add them, right?
Oh, that's a weird way.
That's how I'm doing it.
But maybe you know what you're talking about. So let's see what answer you get, and then we'll figure out whether you were right or not. I mean, you said this so confidently that I don't want to suggest anything else.
But if you have an easier way, please let me know.
Yeah. So let's first find your way, and then if needed, I'll tell mine.
Make sure I did it enough times. Yeah. It said greater than 112. So it would be I got 16.
Okay, so now tell me what was your process?
So, when we first learned about the empirical rule, the bell shaped, that's what I go off of, like the little percent in between. And I put the 100 in the middle because that's the mean.
Right.
And the next one would be 112 since the standard deviation was 12.
Right.
So I take the 13.5, 2.35, and 0.15 and add those together to get my answer.
13 point, where do you get those numbers from? 13.5, 2.35. Where?
They were like in the picture of that, so I wrote it down.
I mean, it works, but it seems that you have to remember a lot of things in order to do that.
You do. So I hope there's an easier way.
Yeah, I think there is easier way, which only requires you to know the three numbers of the empirical rule, the 68, the 95, and the 99.7. So,
Okay.
so when you do 112, it's still one standard deviation that we are talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now instead of asking in between, they're asking on one side, that they're asking what's greater than. So if we draw the picture, where is the picture? Okay. So let's see how successfully I can draw. I used to get different colors here. What's going on? Huh, why am I getting all black pens? That is a very weird thing. Okay. And some of them are being disabled. Okay, probably because I'm still in the equation. Right. So now let's try drawing. So you have 100 in between. And you know that on one standard deviation, the in-between area is 68%, right?
Yes.
So then how much would be the area on the two sides if the in-between is 68? The total area is 100%. So how much will be left over for the two sides?
32.
32. Now 32 is composed of this one as well as this one.
Okay.
But do we need both the sides here?
No, because we just need the greater than.
Right.
So just right.
That'd be half of 32.
Oh, 16.
Mm-hmm. Is that easier?
Yes, a lot easier.
And then sometimes they would say greater than 112 and less than 88. Then what would you do? When
Wouldn't it
you're
be
mm-hmm.
in that case 32? Because both 16. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's a lot easier.
Yeah, those were weird numbers that you were telling me.
Yeah, that's how I've been doing it though.
Okay. Find the class width. So what's the key thing here? How do we look for the class width in the table? Horizontal or vertical?
Wouldn't it be horizontal?
That's what it seems like from if you think about it logically. The problem with selecting horizontal is that you see there are these gaps. So when this
Right.
one ends at 6, this one starts at 6.1. So it doesn't tell you the exact thing. So you would do the horizontal when they are drawn on the graph because then they are written without gaps.
Okay.
But in the table, we look vertical. So then what would it be?
So wouldn't we just do will we do 10.4 minus 5 or 6?
No, you subtract the consecutive vertical entries.
Okay, so wouldn't it be 6? Oh, no.
Consecutive.
It would just be 1 because you would do 6 minus 5 or any of those.
No. Again, didn't we agree it's going to be vertical and not horizontal? So if you do horizontal, then it's 6 minus 5. But I'm not doing horizontal, I'm doing vertical like this.
So you would do 6.1 minus 5?
Uh-huh.
Which would be 1.1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. Okay.
So now, when we do the z-score, what does the z-score tell us? We just did that z-score in the empirical rule problems. Isn't that what you were doing when you were doing x minus the mean over standard deviation, right?
Right.
So you were doing it, and then that was helping you to find how many standard deviations you are above or below the mean, right?
Yes.
So that's what z-score always does. The z-score tells you how many standard deviations you are above or below the mean. So what is this 2 in this problem?
The standard deviation.
No, they
Above.
said 2 standard deviations above the mean. So what is the 2 then? We just talked about it. If we're talking about some deviations above the mean or below the mean, what are we talking about?
Was it the slope?
No, we just talked about it. And you agreed.
Oh.
Isn't that z-score?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So this is z equals 2 here, because they're talking 2 standard deviations above the mean. So here z is given to be 2, and the mean is 100, standard deviation is 26, and you have to find the x.
Okay. And then it just turns into like an algebraic problem.
Right, right. So what was the equation that you got?
2 equals x minus 100 divided by 26.
Right.
And then we'll multiply the 26 to get rid of it and put it on the other side to multiply by the 2. And then we will add the 100. So it should be 152.
Probably. 20. No, that looks suspicious. so 2, you did what time? You did 26 times 2, right?
Which is
52. And then shouldn't you add that to the 200?
Oh, I put 100.
Okay.
Oh, 100's in my problem. That's why I did.
Okay. So this one will be 252.
Whoops. Yes.
we have to find the degree measure. So we want the degree for the mint. So first you would do mint divided by the total.
Okay, so for the total, I got 435.
Okay, so you would do 83 divided by 435. And then you will, since you are doing the pie chart and there are 360 degrees in the circle, so you would multiply that by 360.
Okay. And I got 69. It rounds up to 69.
Okay. So you probably know skewness pretty well.
Yes. And it said that this is skewed to the left. That would be false because that's skewed to the right.
Uh-huh. So the z-score, it seems we don't have enough information for the z-score, right?
Right.
We just have this 36.1. So what is this 36.1 in that formula for the z-score? So we need three things. We need the x, the mean, and the standard deviation. So what's this 36.1?
Wouldn't that be the x?
That's the x. So we need the mean and standard deviation. So what do we do about that?
We can get that from StatCrunch.
Right. Mm-hmm. Stats, summary stats column. So now when you're doing standard deviation, you have to be careful whether it's for sample or for population. Now, the default standard deviation they have here is, what is it for? Is it for sample or for population?
Sample.
Sample. And how do we do the population?
If you go down, there's unadjusted variance.
Right. The unadjusted stands for population and the default is the sample.
Right.
So in this case, I think it was a sample. So you have the mean, you have the standard deviation. .95 and 31 and 3.52. one here. Come on, I want to see more. Almost there. Okay. So I would do 36.1 minus the mean. Is this the correct mean? That's an old problem, I think. This is the mean. So 36.1 minus 38.946. Usually, it's if they want the final answer to 2 decimal places, it's safe to round the intermediate answers a bit more. So what do we get for this z-score here?
How many decimal places would you go for the standard deviation?
Probably 3, because the final answer they want 2. So for the intermediate answers, I'll try to go 1 more.
I got negative 0.84.
Okay. Negative 0.84. And that indicates the data value is, so here you always put the positive number. It's that many standard deviations. And then in this box, you will put above or below depending on whether this was positive or negative. If it was negative, then it's below. And it's always the mean.
Okay.
Oh. Oh, what happened?
I don't know.
You sure you told me the correct answer? Negative 0.84? Okay. So it was 36.1 minus what?
I think it was 8.2.
Oh,
If
you
I
told me 8.2? Okay. Let's see. Where is the check answer? Okay. And the quartiles are also there in StatCrunch, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the quartiles were 36.8 is the first quartile. Where's the second quartile?
The median.
The median. So 36.8, 38.55, and 40.9. Hello, Aya. I'm not hearing her. Okay. So okay, and what's the IQR?
The interquartile range.
Right, and what is it?
Isn't it? It's Q1 and Q3.
Yeah, so what do you do with them? So in range, you already know another kind of range. Like if I just say range, what do you think about? If I give you a data set and I ask you to find its range, what would you do? Let's forget about the interquartile. Let's say if it's the range of a data, then what would you do?
Subtract the biggest number from the smallest.
Right. So that's the idea of interquartile range. Once you spot that it's Q3 and Q1, you basically have to subtract them. Subtraction is the main idea.
Yeah, I found it. I guess the reason why I was confused is because I was thinking of the lower fence and the upper fence, and I couldn't remember what it was subtracted and added by, but it's 1.5.
Yeah, so that's afterwards. First, we need the IQR. So that'd be 4.1 here. And what is the interquartile range? What's the interpretation of it? So you know Q1 is the 25th percentile, right? And Q3 is the 75th percentile. So if I subtract the 75% minus the 25%, what am I getting?
50%, because it's
and it's in the middle. It's the middle 50%, right? So which one says that?
D.
So 4.1. And then what's the formula for fences?
For the lower fence, you'll quartile 1. You'll do minus 1.5 times the interquartile range.
Right. So Q1 minus 1.5 IQR. Now, will you remember these formulas for the exam?
I'm gonna do some note cards up, so
have you looked at the formula sheet in the software?
I'm pretty sure I have it printed out because I print out everything.
No, the thing is, you won't be allowed the printout version.
Right.
But you are allowed to go in the software and access the formula sheet from there.
Oh, okay.
So, do you know how to access that? Because I think it has the formulas for lower and upper fences.
Mm. Are you talking about on the Moodle page?
No, you're not allowed to go to Moodle. You're allowed to go to the Pearson website.
Oh, I didn't know there was that on Pearson.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
So then it's a whole new learning curve. so when you open the software screen, there's that big column on the left. So open the software. So maybe I should do it from my end. So when you open it, but okay, I don't want to leave this problem. So for now, let's finish the problem and then we'll come to it.
Okay.
So Q1 minus 1.5 IQR. So what do I get? IQR is 4.1 and Q1 is 36.8.
What was the interquartile range?
4.1.
I got 30.65.
Okay.
Put in the right numbers.
Yeah. And then what's the formula for the upper fence?
Q3 plus 1.5 times the interquartile range.
Okay. So what do I get? Q3 is 40.9.
So 47.05.
And how do we decide the outliers? So the reason why these are called fences is because anything outside them is an outlier.
Right. So you would have to go back to the data and look.
See what's outside of this interval.
The 49.1.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay, so is there anything different in this problem? Range, sample variance, standard deviation, yeah, looks the same, right?
Right.
Just copy it and software. And then What about this one?
You have to do the cumulative frequency of the fourth class.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of get these mixed up, cumulative frequency and relative frequency.
Yeah. So think about the English. In cumulative, don't we keep accumulating things?
Right.
So in the cumulative, you keep adding till you reach that class. Keep accumulating from the beginning up to that class.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'd stop at the third. So
no, by up to that class, it means you have to include that class also. So for the fourth class, you means you go 1, 2, 3, and 4.
So would it be 19?
Uh-huh. So now let me show you the formula sheet. So when you log in the software, what is this? My MATLAB. Okay, so when you sign in, so look at this big column on the left.
Okay.
This formula sheet.
Oh.
And let's see if it has the fences on it. I think it does. Yeah, look. Lower fence, upper fence. And it also has a z-score formula. And I think these are the only two you need.
Okay.
I can't see it. Oh, well, okay, it has those combination permutation formulas, but you do it through the calculator.
Right.
So yeah, right now, for this exam, it doesn't have anything else that you need. But I think the most useful ones are for the fences. So what you can do is when you, before starting the exam, you can open this up. And I think if you open it up and then you try to do the homework, then what happens? Will this disappear?
I think so.
Yeah, so then you probably do another browser to log in for the work that you do, and you leave this one open.
Okay.
So where are you taking the exam, at ULM?
Yeah, I plan to come to ULM.
Okay, so then that's not a problem. Otherwise, with Proctor, you probably have to do it in front of them and convince them that, yeah, that's allowed. And then, yeah, but
Right.
it's me, so no problem.
And will we be able to use StatCrunch on the exam?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I thought so, but I just wanted to make sure.
That would be cruel to let you use StatCrunch in the
In the homework and everything.
And suddenly, I was just kidding. No StatCrunch in the midterm.
I know. I was thinking about that. I was like, I'm definitely going to do bad if I can't use StatCrunch because that's what I'm using.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Yeah, I am.
Can we go to the homework 5.2?
Sure. Okay.
I just have a question on the last one.
Okay, so let's stop this recording. Oh, I said hello to you earlier. Where were you then?
Oh, I turned off. I was doing more of the homework. I was practicing,